This time we're giving a home that certain je ne sais quoi.
A small city home has these owners feeling defeated.
This is our Waterloo.
Our designer's thinking modern chateau.
I call it French chic.
With copper accents and cool ideas,
We're gearing up for a French Revolution on this curb appeal.
Valerie and Francois Berger moved here from Paris 17 years ago.
This is really our first house. First we were in an apartment, so you know, it's really exciting.
Life in Paris meant tiny apartments and no yard of their own. Now they've finally got the house of their dreams. But the facade is far from a fine work of art. A grayscale landscape, dull windows, and an entryway in major need of a touch-up.
So what do you want to do with the house?
Well, some changes. Right now I really don't like the color. I think that's gotta go. Something French might be fun, you know, we're both from Paris and yeah.
And the windows, changing the windows too.
It'll make a big difference, the windows, yeah.
Yeah, and keep it getting modern. A little French,
Okay.
a little modern.
A little French, a little modern, a little bit of you.
Yeah, not like
Little
our
bit of
grandmother's French.
Okay, we can do that for you.
The Louvre, it is not.
No, it's not.
Designer Mark Pellegrino wants to take this house from a faded print to a priceless original.
Believe it or not, I really do see charming French chateau. There's very little charming right now, but we're gonna punch it up. So we're really gonna knock it out. We're gonna get rid of the pink palace, the pink paint, we're gonna change that, change out the windows, change the garage door, and it's gonna be a very contemporary French looking home.
The Bergers give Mark the grand tour.
Do you want some landscaping done out here?
Yes, we always thought about that.
What is this area? Entryway or your garage? You lived here for 15 years?
12.
Has it been the same color ever since then?
Friend of ours painted it. Is not a friend anymore.
In no time, a plan's in place. Copper gutters and rustic cement shingles will set the tone for Mark's modern French chateau. Below that, new French doors and wrought iron balconies will give the house charm and dimension. Down below, a copper garage door with fleur-de-lis windows add to the European feel. Next to that, we'll cut off some of the curly details on the gate and paint it black. A perfect low-cost solution to modernize the entry. On either side of the gate, rebar columns will add an old-world spin. Inside, a red door will give the space warmth, while red and black stripes will add a modern feel. Brick pavers for the driveway and a rich taupe for the body will give the home depth. Finally, an all-white garden will complete the yard.
You guys ready?
Ready?
How do you say good luck in French?
Bonne chance.
Bonne chance.
Bon chance.
We start by clearing out the entry.
Nothing's gonna be left. Maybe we'll find a way to put it back when it's done.
Let's hope not.
Stacks of wood have nothing to do with my French design.
I didn't think so.
Next, it's au revoir to the concrete.
We're gonna cut all the sidewalk over here. Finally. Doesn't want to start, huh? Exciting.
The next day,
So I'm here to put the tester colors on the house for Francois, and he's not here now, so this is the best time to do it.
first up, a gray taupe.
Oh, this color is called Texas Leather. I think Francois would like that.
For the trim, Mark wants black. And as an accent color,
Cliche but befitting, it's called Merlot Red.
to surprise our owners, Mark's got an interesting way to hide the colors.
I'm going to use the newspaper and some tape. Make it look like a big bandage on the wall. I want it to be surprised when I rip down the paper.
Little paper mache house.
Actually, more French, little decoupage.
Little decoupage.
All right, Valerie, why don't we look what's under that, huh?
Okay.
Some of the paper is stuck on the wall.
Somehow I saw that going a little bit smoother.
Maybe you should have waited till the paint dried.
I probably should have.
It's another
I
color.
had kind of Bordeaux color in, in mind.
Bordeaux, yeah.
So we have some samples on the house. What do you think?
Well, I like the gray that's on the left better, actually.
That's my favorite color too.
How about the trim?
I like the red. I thought it was gonna be a little more Bordeaux, and it's more Merlot.
Leave it to the French to decide colors by wine.
Sir, we have a fine selection of paints for you to choose from today. Well, we still have quite a bit of work to get this house looking like a modern French chateau. And as long as Mark doesn't start breaking out the berets, I think we'll be all right.
Coming up, an inexpensive way to update your old gate.
I can't believe I'm gonna be able to do it myself.
How to make a new fountain classic French.
For less than $10.
And a surprise no one saw coming.
I feel like the Twilight Zone of this.
This is cool.
The Berger house is getting a modern French makeover. And Valerie and I are pitching in with a cool fountain for the entry.
I'm trying to give an effect of a fleur de lis here. Just putting a little paint around.
We're adding black fleur-de-lis detail to a fountain we found at a local craft store.
You can buy any stamp or stencil at a craft store, and it's a really inexpensive way to personalize it.
Do you want me to just sort of smear it in there or what?
And we're adding gold paint for highlights.
This is definitely gonna add French detail to the fountain.
In no time, we've got a custom accessory to bring Paris home. Later that day, the new windows arrived.
I think Santa Claus just came.
And there's something unique that sets these windows apart.
You'll never have to clean the blinds or the shades because they're protected between panes of glass.
Built-in blinds. Definitely a cool feature that adds to our modern makeover.
This is a dream window, exactly what I had in mind.
Off-site, artist Scott Davely is making custom columns for the entry.
Chose the material rebar to make it look like the skeleton of a column, to add some sculpture to the front and to actually help define the entrance into the house.
Eventually, vines will grow up the center and create a natural, welcoming entry to the house.
Oh no! I loved it. Just kidding. No more rotten balcony.
Oh, wow. So I'm coming home from work and I'm seeing the two balconies completely torn down.
So what do you think? You broke it all.
It's totally gone. It was my first house and it's hard to see it all being demolished like that, but I just have to trust that it's gonna be all right.
Later that day, the crew starts popping out the windows and preparing the garage door for trim. But there's a problem.
They found a lot of dry rot around the windows, around the garage door too, actually.
Yeah, so obviously we can't put in the new ones until you get that fixed.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared to see that kind of damage.
For now, the crew puts back the old windows until the dry rot issue can be resolved.
So because of the dry rot, we have to cut back on something, and what we're gonna have to do is lose the balconies.
Right, because you gotta fix that, so that's gonna take some money.
Yeah, homeowners have to be aware that when they make a change, like changing out the windows, to expect the unexpected.
What can go in is the new copper garage door.
It's unique, definitely. Nobody else is gonna have it.
It's an expensive material because it doesn't rust, it doesn't deteriorate. Using that kind of a material, it's smart.
Fleur-de-lis windows in the top panel add a bit more European detail. Once the dry rot has been fixed, the new windows can finally go in.
Great color, love the texture of it.
Mark is going over roof tiles with Francois.
I'm really excited about the cement roof tiles. It adds that rustic feeling to the house. It keeps the idea of the French chateau. The composite tiles that most people use would just be too downgraded.
The next day, the rebar columns have arrived.
They're a bit bigger than I thought. I think they're cool.
I don't think you want to hear what I think about it.
Well, they certainly make a statement.
But they make a statement, all right, yeah. Maybe with plants inside it might be okay.
Yeah.
I guess it would have to do.
Then, the first coat of stucco is going up.
It's really important to take care of your flashing details around your windows, any rough opening. That's where most of your leaks are going to come from. That way you won't have to go back 20 years later and repair it.
This is the first step in what will be a three-step process.
The three-step stucco process is a really good idea. It's a very timely process, but in the long run it's going to save them money because they won't have to redo it.
Later that day, Francois is working on the gate.
Wrought iron gates can be really expensive. There's nothing wrong with what they have. So what we've talked about is to cut away some of the curlicues and give it a more modern, updated look.
The idea is to paint this new streamlined design a sleek black, an inexpensive fix to completely change the look of the Century. Next up, copper gutters to match the copper garage door. And Mark takes off to do a little shopping.
The majority of the house is done. I'm here to start decorating the interior courtyard.
First, he checks out cool cube seats.
These are good, but we're doing an outside space. I'm a little concerned about the fabric.
These are called squat benches. They're great. They're made for small spaces because they function both as shelving, like now, and you can take them down and use them as a bench.
I like the idea of the bench. I love the pillow thing. I just think it's a little too small and low.
He checks out a more modern bench named the Hot Rod by its designer.
Well, this is exactly the look I'm looking for. It's the right color, even though it's sort of a French chateau-like house. We're trying to bring it into the 2000s.
Looks like he's driving this one home.
It's red, it's modern, it's going to go with the red stripe and the red on the door, and a couple of other accents that we're going to add into the entryway.
The Hot Rod bench. I like it, but you know, I was thinking Mark would have went a little bit more Formula One for the European flavor, but I think this still works.
When we return, a totally cool idea to make your entry modern.
With just paint.
Just paint.
And an inexpensive way to give an old window new style.
Magnifique.
Très français.
We've got modern ideas for organization.
Which you have to put together, you lucky man.
Next.
So clearly, this is a Bordeaux, this is a Cabernet, and this is a Merlot.
Valerie and Francois Berger have their French ancestry to thank for their knowledge of fine wines.
These all look the same to me.
No, they don't. You can look at them, you can smell them.
So while we give their home a modern French makeover, I'm getting the 411 on the reds.
See how one is more purpley, this one has more purple in it, this is a little bit more orangey, this is more red.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is the Bordeaux.
Ah.
So this is the stuff I bought for your interior room, the decorative touches.
Outside, Mark stops by with a truckload of stuff.
When you walk through the iron gates, the entryway up to their front door is just filled with broken down things and wood. It felt like you were walking into a junkyard. The first thing we got is this amazing piece of metalwork. I bought this at the flea market. We got these, which are not the right color. Here's your light. Someone here is going to have to paint these black. Try to bring in that copper color. Give that to you.
Who could that be?
We have the house numbers. Give that to you.
Mark came and unloaded all that stuff for me, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with all that?
We'll pull out the big thing. Let's see if it fits. We have no idea. Oh yeah. Look at that. Wow, you're a lucky man.
It's a lot of stuff. I don't see exactly how it's going to fit in there.
For organization, Mark wants lockers in the entry.
You had a lot of things stored in here, so just haphazardly. And it's red metal, which you have to put together, you lucky man.
You're quiet. You get quiet when you're nervous?
I've been a little nervous, yeah.
Too much stuff kind of happening?
First of all, you don't have to be nervous. I have a vision for what's going to happen inside your entryway. It's going to look great.
He has a vision.
A vision.
Then, Mark puts together a list of homework for our homeowner.
Number 1, you need to paint the pot holders. Number 2, you need to put together the red metal chest. Number 3, we need to paint the door red. Number 4, you need to put the light up. Number 5, you need to put the numbers up. You have friends, right? Just check.
That's it?
6, we need to paint the interior stripes. Fill the fountain with water and then find an outlet for it. You lucky man.
I did business school back in France in Bordeaux, and I don't remember having that much homework.
Now I'm going to tell you, Francois, because I've done this. It doesn't take that long.
The next day, the crew's hard at work on the roof. These cement shingles will really bring that chateau feel to the roof line.
What makes this nice, as opposed to what he had on before, is that was a flat asphalt comp. This gives you more dimension.
Meanwhile, Francois is ready to get started on his homework.
Where is the patient? I started my homework. I started painting the door red, Merlot.
He checks out the color.
Blood.
Or Merlot red. Whatever.
It's not quite done as easily as I thought it would be, but I'm gonna keep working on it. Eventually I'll get it.
A different approach.
It's a little, spotty here and there, but hey, you get what you pay for,
Then it's black on the window and stripes for the entry.
I want Francois to paint horizontal stripes inside his courtyard. It's an easy thing to do, it's very personal, and it gives a lot of impact.
But does Francois see Marc's vision?
I guess I'm gonna have to just wait and see.
The next day,
as soon as I started putting the lines, I can see already that there is gonna be, I think, a lot of black already.
Instead,
I thought that Marc's idea was a little bit too much, those 5 stripes in the entry, so I thought that two stripes was better. I think I'm gonna stick with that. I might get him to understand, hopefully. If not, well, we'll just argue.
Outside, it's planting day.
For homeowners with a small piece of land like this, I would keep the color scheme monochromatic. We'd keep the plants, make sure they won't grow to an outrageous size, and to keep it looking pretty.
The biggest plant that we have here is star jasmine. We're planting this in the center of the columns that I had made. At the base of it and along the edge of the house, I'm putting white heather.
Along the border, candy tuft.
3 little white flowers that will fill in really nicely.
And for the ground cover, creeping thyme.
The beautiful thing about this is these will bloom pink. I'll bring the color in, the red, the copper, and so on. They don't have all the stripes up that we planned, but this here looks good.
In the entry, the window and door get the fleur-de-lis treatment. House numbers go up, and the brick pavers go down in the driveway, adding old world charm to our modern French chateau.
Well, we did it, and I gotta say the results are très beau. Not sure if I said that right, but I think it means beautiful.
Just ahead, our modern chateau is complete. Will our French owners feel at home or dream of a trip back to Paris? Find out next.
Well, we just bid adieu to the Berger's Pink City House and gave them a French chateau makeover that'll make them feel right at home. Check out the results.
Before, the Berger's house was definitely sans style. The pink color and flat facade was a vestige from the past. Designer Marc Pellegrino was given carte blanche to take this home from blasé to a styling tour de force. What was once a design faux pas is now a modern piece of art. With cool French doors, a copper garage door, and modern details, this place shines. We bid adieu to the concrete driveway and replaced it with concrete pavers, giving it an old world feel without looking old-fashioned. The old gate looked a la carte, not really going with anything on the house. We gave it a whole new look by cutting off some of the curly details and painting it sleek black. The old landscape was nothing more than a concrete slab. Now, Valerie and Francois have the romantic, simple garden they've always wanted. Inside, a cool red door and modern accessories make this entry impressive and inviting to visitors. Custom columns, a rustic cement roof, and French influences took this house from flat and faded to fabulous French.
The beautiful garage door, yeah. Love the cobblestone, it turned out really cool. And
I really like it too. I'm so pleased, it turned out much better than I thought it would actually.
It's wonderful, I'm really excited.
The new house color I love, absolutely. It's very classy, I think.
The new driveway with a cobblestone reminds me of France, of Paris. It's unique, and that's what I love about it.
When I look at these columns, it reminds me a little bit of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. People first were like, whoa, and then they get used to it, and I think I'm on that path. The landscape is, Marc kept it simple, which I like.
Everyone that's driving by is like, wow, you know, look at that. Look at, I don't know if it's the door, the column, or what they're looking at, but I'm kind of concerned that they're going to crash into my car, actually. Merci beaucoup.
Oh, you are so welcome.
Oh, Marc.
Thank you
You
so
are so welcome.
Working with Marc was a lot of fun. He has a strong personality.
He's got ideas I wouldn't have thought of, and he's really fun. We had a great time, actually. You know, he's a funny person, so we always joked around.
Well, you had a small space, but the homeowners seemed game to do just about anything.
Yeah, they were very willing to work with me, and we worked really, really well together.
And you actually managed to do quite a bit in a small area, and the copper door is just dynamite.
Yeah, it was great. We worked from the roof down and from side to side. We got a lot done in this small space.
Yeah, nice. Now, just like your red wine, there are many varieties of hot dog. We've got tofu, we've got turkey, and we've got your all-beef dog, my preferred dog.
I see. No, I don't see.
Let me just give you a piece of advice. Stay away from the turkey and the tofu.
Why not?
Okay? They just don't taste good. If you're gonna have a dog, you gotta go all beef.
I'm a burger man myself.
Surprising, I figured him for a dog man. But anyways, here's to the great American hot dog. A little onion, a little mustard in a bun, and you're in business, and you can drink any kind of red wine you want with it.
That's what I want.
See you next time.